Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BPF call for August. This month, we're doing an oldie but a goodie, demolecular manifestation, molecular demanifestation, and crap, I forgot I was going to get so DMMD, I think everyone should be familiar with this. It's in foundation, it gets talked about a lot. It's can be used in tons of different ways. And so demolecular manifestation, molecular demanifestation. Demolecular manifestation refers to creating something where it did not exist before. Molecular demanifestation refers to uncreating something which exists. Where something is occurring in the body, which is not what should occur or not occurring when it should, you can run demolecular manifestation of everything that should be there and isn't, and molecular demanifestation of everything that is there and shouldn't be. Any condition from arthritis to tumors to moles. There's where something extra has grown or something required is not as abundant as it should be. Location. Like MTVSS, you can run it on the whole body from the feet, and it is best done skin on skin. Put your hands on the body where the person's body asks for it and ask to demolecular manifest everything that isn't there and should be, and molecular manifest everything that is there and shouldn't be. So there you go, DMMD. Questions about DMMD off the bat? No. Okay.
Well, I mean, we use it for like microwaved food, that kind of thing. So you're talking about the body. I just wanted to bring up that you can also use it for food that's been altered.
Yep, you can use it on any molecules.
And also to make wine taste better, right?
Yep, you can use it on liquids. You can use it on food. You can use it on, you can use it to make anything taste better. Food, liquids, bodies, whatever it is. And it's the same thing. The only other thing that we talk about when you're doing food is Gary talks about adding source field for elimination and eradication of toxic amalgams, as that tends to clear out other things that tend to stick to the food, and DMMD doesn't clear up for whatever reason. So everything you're unwilling to be, know, perceive, and receive about demolecular manifestation and molecular demanifestation, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. So everything you're unwilling to be, know, perceive, and receive about demolecular manifestation and molecular demanifestation, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Source field for the elimination and eradication of toxic amalgams. It's actually like another body process that you're able to teach as a BPF. So it's on your list. And it's also mentioned in the foundation manual. I believe it is. Is it still there? I don't know. I have to check now. I think it is.
It's not in the foundation.
Moved out? Okay.
And Andrew, I just popped in now. Did you say something? Where do you run it now? On food?
You can run it on food. DMMD, you can be run on food, wines. I've turned Pepsi into Coke with DMMD. I've turned okay tasting wine into really good tasting wine. On water that tastes really chlorine and weird with DMD and source field for elimination and eradication of toxic amalgams. Gary talks about.
Do you also run it? Do you also run it on the body?
Yep, it's a body process.
Yes, exactly. So sometimes when I forget to run it before I eat the food, I do it later.
That's fine. Gary talks about like what if the molecules have the ability to change? So what if you just ask them to change? And that's what really DMMD is doing. It's getting the molecular structures of things to change.
Awesome. Thank you.
And well, what else was I going to say? And you can run it like MTVSS, so you can do it on the whole body. You can do it wherever the body asks. It just depends on the person. Obviously, if they're having things that are growing in the body, like if they have arthritis or problems with their hands, it's probably a good idea to run it on their hands. If it's on their knees, probably a good idea to run it on their knees. You could do DMMD on the immune points, and I'm sure that would be great. So can really be run anywhere. Just ask the body.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You can run it on an uncomfortable chair to make it suit your body, your booty. Yep, there you go. Good idea. DMMD is really useful. You can run it on clothes, make them more comfortable. The other thing though is if you get DMMD running up on your body, then it will start changing all the molecules around it anyways. But you wouldn't want to do that because then everything would just work for you. And if it didn't work for you, you could just change the molecules into something that should work for you, because that's how it's supposed to be.
I have a
Yes?
question.
Yep.
Is it something, and I know you can just ask the body, I'm just putting it out as a possibility. Is that something you could run through the bars points?
No,
Okay.
like the only thing, there's only very certain things that run on the bars points. That's going to be, but the bars is about dissipating electric charge.
Right. Okay.
So like people always try to want to run MTVSS on the bars points and other things. It's not what we're looking at doing. Can we run it on our bank account? Does your bank account have molecular structures? I think it's just more numbers, but sure, try it out. I know people please realize the body processes are body processes. They work on physical things. So, they work on molecular structure of things. So I would say maybe, but I don't really think that's what it would. I wouldn't do it. DMMD or the body processes aren't an answer for everything. What else are you? What energy could you be that would change your bank account? Also, what have you decided your bank account is that it isn't? On a tumor, can you run DMMD or MTVSS, or always ask the body? You can run either of those. It's always, my point of view is always ask the body. But there's been people that have, DMMD works, MTVSS works. What's it going to create for the body? And how many times does the body need the body process to actually create the change it's asking for? Did Gary run it on a cracked beer stein and repair it? No, I don't know if that's the story. I thought the cracked beer stein was cracked, and then after like a choice of possibilities or something, it became like uncracked. It was something like that, just he pock and potted something or some change from the class, and all of reality changed. And where there was a cracked one, it was now, whole, because it's a different reality. But I could be incorrect. I know Gary's run it on, my favorite story is Gary talks about running DMMD on a pecan pie that was super hard. Like he couldn't even get his, do you guys know what a pecan pie is? If you live in the South of the USA, you know what it is, but you know what pecans are. So they take pecans and sugar, and I don't know what else. It's just basically pecans and sugar, and they mash it all up. And then they, have a crust and they make a pie out of it. So anyways, if you leave it out, it can get really, really like rock hard. So obviously that's what happened in the restaurant. Gary tried to put a fork through it and his fork couldn't even do anything. So he's like, oh, he ran DMMD on it for like 10 minutes. And then he got his fork and he was ready to like push really hard, and he almost broke his plate because the fork went right through it and almost shattered the plate, because DMMD softened it up and made it tasty again. So there you go. Who needs food preservatives when you can just DMMD things? So everything you're unwilling to be, know, perceive, and receive about demolecular manifestation and molecular demanifestation, will you revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. And everything you, all your oaths, vows, swearings, fealties, communities, promises, and commitments to never manipulate molecular structure again, will you now revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Okay, cool. So that answers my scar tissue question. Great, you're welcome, Julie. How to run DMMD with source field for the elimination or eradication of toxic amalgams? Well, usually I do it on salad or water. So I just take whatever, put it between my hands above it, and ask those energies to run POC and POD. That's it. So everything, all your oaths about swearing, fealties, communities, promises, and commitments to never manipulate molecular structure or change it so it works for you, will you now revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Why was DMMD taken out of foundation? Just because it wasn't reading. Could you run it on your well? Yeah, you could totally run it on like a well or something. You know, just start doing it, or have some friends come over and say, help you DMMD your well and see how well it goes. You know, and then you could call it a well wishing party.
Yeah, yesterday my Venetian blind, I've got this huge big 8-foot door wall and it stopped sliding. It wouldn't move. So I ran it on that and now it's working again.
Yeah.
Better.
You women are lucky. You can like DMMD household things, appliances, cars. You POC pod cars and it just starts working. A man tries to do that and it's just like, not happening. The one time I did do, I spilled water on my computer and I DMMD'd it to take all the water out. And it stopped working, and then I DMMD'd it and it worked again. It was great.
Very cool. Yeah, I baked some cinnamon rolls the other day and then they were still hot when I went to bed and I totally forgot to put the lid on like before I went to bed. And so I just DMMD'd them in the morning and they were fine. They were awesome.
There you go. See, DMMD is so useful. But I like how you're all willing to use it on food, but you won't use it on your body.
Oh yeah, I use it on my body too. I use it on plants, animals, like me, all kinds of stuff.
There you go. So everything you're unwilling to be, know, perceive, and receive about demolecular manifestation, molecular demanifestation, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. And all your oaths, vows, swearings, fealties, communities, promises, and commitments to never manipulate molecular structure again, will you now revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. I use it on my winter boots to make it more comfortable. Nice. Or on contact lenses. See, look at that. DMMD. Any molecular structure, it can change. Any suggestion on a way to run it for baths and showers? They've tripled the amount of chlorine. Is it chlorine or chlor? I don't know what chloramine is in our water, but over the last couple of years. Well, yeah, you can run it on that. I fixed my washing machine. Ooh, my dryer's not been working right. I'm going to try that on my dryer. Thank you. That's a brilliant idea. I'm going to DMMD my dryer.
Yeah, and everywhere I live, ever since I've gotten the tool, I've always run it on any incoming water to any structure I live in. So, and
there
I run the source field too for all the other stuff that's in the water.
Perfect. Sounds good. You know, so play with it.
I don't buy shower filters anymore. I just keep the DMMD and the source build for toxic amalgams running.
There you go. DMMD, your handyman for free. It's always handy. I like it.
Oh, I like that. It rhymes. That's awesome.
So everything you're unwilling to be, know, perceive, and receive about demolecular manifestation and molecular demanifestation, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And all your oaths, vows, swearings, fealties, communities, promises, and commitments to never, ever, ever manipulate molecular structure again, to only allow your molecular structure to be manipulated, will you now revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Can you talk about maintaining an energy like running on something that's like incoming water? I mean, all you do is just ask. And every time you get in the shower, just go DMMD it, you know, and the shower head has molecules. Ask your shower head molecules and all the pipes of your housing to run DMMD. You know, Dane was just talking about on the not the ESP today, but the ESP yesterday, how he was going outside to ESP some plants and stuff, and then the plants were like, no, we're going to ESP you. You know, so what if you asked your house and all the molecules of your house to DMMD your body and to DMD everything inside of it, and to DMD all the water and all the food and everything else? You can't do that. That would not work. I don't think you're all powerful enough to do it. Other questions? Complaints, conundrums?
I love that. in the
Andrea?
mind.
Yes.
Go, Rodrani. Mine is a stupid joke comment.
No, all I was going to say is how much I appreciate that awareness. You're so sweet. Nothing stupid ever. I'm just looking at the trees, you know, outside my window. And as Andrew was saying it, I was like, hey, would you like to be a contribution to my entire refrigerator now and forever to DMMD anything that's required and my body and all the stuff? And it's kind of like I just put in a request. So I just wanted to thank you, Andrew, because that never even occurred to me. So now tell your stupid joke.
There was a comment that apparently Andrew is setting a trend. A lot of the facilitators now keep on asking about complaints as well. They kind of started.
I know they are. They stole my stick.
I know.
But you heard it here first, okay? It's mine. People hear it and they think, oh, that's brilliant. I'm like, oh, well, thank you for the compliment, but you know, I'll have to figure something else out. They ask for problems or complaints now. Yes, Danielle did it. I know, she did. She heard it from me. I was like, hey, wait a second there. That seems vaguely familiar.
You gotta call David to trademark it.
Oh, that's a good point. I should invest in trademarking a phrase, and then I can make everyone pay me when they use that phrase, because obviously I'm an American capitalist, so I need to do that. Okay, let's see. Can you tell more about the oil in the Mexican Bay? So I'm assuming you're talking about the Caribbean, how Gary used this process when the oil spill was. Well, I don't remember. I don't think we actually used DMMD. All we did is everyone called in and we did like a bunch of 1, 2, 3s, 1, 2, 3, 4s to contribute to it changing. And then miraculously, these bacteria that usually only live on the bottom of the ocean came up and started eating all the oil. But you can do DMMD on stuff like that. Ask your bed and bedding to run DMMD on you overnight. Yes, I like it. Everything doesn't allow that. Pocket pod. When you swim in the lake, you do it for the lake. Awesome. I like it. I do that in the ocean too. I like doing it. Good point, Judy. I'll just ask for the royalties to come to me. Good idea. Oh, so, Julie says, I just got that DMMD will reshape my body as my body desires itself to look. If you ask DMD to run daily. Oh, you're starting a DMD daily diet. I like it. Can we use this process with ESSI? Yes, totally. I mean, ESSI is like I said, with ESSI, there's, it's a universe of energy. So, DMMD could be used with it, sure. I just ask the body. So everything you're unwilling to perceive, and receive about demolecular manifestation, molecular demanifestation, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pod, all 9 shorts, boys, boveds, and beyonds. And what are you unwilling to demolecular manifest? Wait, how do I want to say this? God, this thing's such a tongue twister, trying to say it so many different ways, so many times. So, demolecular manifestation refers to creating something where it did not exist, and molecular demanifestation refers to uncreating something which exists. So what are you unwilling to molecular demanifestate? Manifestate? I don't know why I want to say manifestate. I don't think that's correct. What are you unwilling to molecular demanifest that if you would change your entire reality, would change all realities? Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pod, all 9 shorts, boys, boveds, and beyonds. And what are you unwilling to demolecular manifest that if you would change all realities, including yours? Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pod, all 9 shorts, boys, boveds, and beyonds. Whew. Oh boy. So what is it that you're unwilling to molecular demanifest that if you did would change all realities, including yours? Everything that is times a godzillion will you revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pod, all 9 shorts, boys, boveds, and beyonds. And what is it you're unwilling to demolecular manifest that if you would change all realities? Everything that is will you revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate it all. Times a godzillion. Whew. Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pod, all 9 shorts, boys, boveds, and beyonds.
But you can just run it as both, eh? Like you can just say DMMD and it takes care of both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm sort of dyslexic with that whole thing.
I understand. You're like, wait, which way does it go? Yes, you can just say DMMD. I was just bringing it up to change the energy. And so you could see that there's things you're not willing to do one way or the other.
So if the Kraken, Gary's beer mug or whatever, or Stein was closing up, so I could use it sitting in my car, DMMDing the hole in the pipe for the aircon, where it leaks the aircon.
Try.
Okay.
See, the other thing is if you're just willing to go to the mechanic and get them to solder it or plug the hole or, do that, it might be faster.
Yeah, that's costing about $2,000 for my car. So I might try DMMD first.
If not DMMD, the universal thing that's next is duct tape.
Good idea. Thank you. And my
Duct tape is
DMMD
basically like a physical actualization of DMMD.
of DMMD. I was just gonna say that. Yeah, great idea. Thank you.
It's like duct tape and super glue. Like it's pretty much DMMD. It's like
Yeah, and DMMDing it onto the pipes so they last longer. Thank you. Good idea.
So what is it that you're unwilling to DMMD that if you would change all realities? Everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Yes, we're gonna use my DMMD tape on it. Oh, I like it. You're unwilling to change the molecular structure of your business. Well, that's nice. But Gary talked about too that you know, if people were willing, when DMMD first came out, he was talking about, you know, the giant island of plastic in the Pacific was really a more hot topic thing and in the news and everything. And what Gary was saying, if people were more willing to run DMMD, then the molecules of plastic would just change. Because if there were so many bodies on the planet that knew how to do DMMD, if all these molecules knew DMMD, then they would just change. You know, we wouldn't have this thing where, oh, plastic can't be broken down. Yes, you can DMMD the island of plastic on the ocean, you know, the giant island of plastic.
Why don't we all do that right now, Andrew? Can we just contribute to that right now?
Aren't you already?
Okay, I be it. I just thought, you know, go through the motions.
So I got to say it out loud and
Yeah.
do a big significant like 1, 2,
Yes,
3, and
yes.
then let it change.
Please.
Oh, okay.
Fun that way.
No, I don't feel like it. We can stay that way. I'm not interested in saving the planet. So everything you're unwilling to DM. Oh wait, what did I want to say? Everywhere you're only willing to DMMD things and make them worse, will you destroy it and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. You know, you'll DMMD things to age your body or make things break down, but you won't DMMD them to make them reverse age or like new. Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. You know, because please remember, point of view creates your reality, and then the molecular structure here's that. You know, they have those scientific studies that show that like electrons are affected by your point of view, or water molecules are affected by your point of view. And so your point of view creates reality. So if you say, oh, this can't break down, guess what happens? It can't break down or it can't change. DMMD on wrinkles. No, you need the wrinkles. What else would you complain about? So everything you're unwilling to DMMD, will you destroy and that you really should DMMD, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And everywhere you're only willing to DMMD things so they get worse, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Everywhere you're using your DMD superpowers to create dis-ease and degeneration, will you revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. What ESCE, or what is it? What ESCCEM? Oh God, I'm throwing E's and S's in there. What the shebang bangs? There we go. We'll just do all the shebang bangs, or how many shebang bangs can you use to DMMD to create generative and ease? I can't even talk. Generation and ease, there we go. Everything doesn't allow that. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. You know, I like how you use it to create degeneration and dis-ease, but you won't use it to create ease and generation. Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. No, you can't have generation and ease.
How would I use it to get rid of weeds in my fields? Because it's kind of a judgment if that
So
I
one
call
of
them
the
weeds,
things-
but
So one of the things, you know, if you look into like when they talk about like holistic, it's not holistic farming, it's something like natural farming or something where they're not using fertilizers or anything to get rid of the weeds. One of the things they talk about is the weeds grow because the land's missing in energy, and the weeds actually support like creating that energy from the land. So what if you use DMMD?
I could go that, yeah, I could do that.
Required versus, you know, and then
Yeah.
see.
Sweet, thank you. That's awesome.
You're
I've
welcome.
always, yeah.
Yeah, biodynamic. Thank you. It's biodynamic land management. They have like, they'll do like homeopathic remedies with the weeds that are growing to create like to give the land back the energy, and so like proper crops can grow. But you have access tools. You could just DMMD things. Or regenerative farming, companion growing. Look at all these fancy names. There's a Netflix series on it called Little Big Farm. And I could do it with DMMD much simpler. No, you couldn't. So everything you're doing to be unwilling to DMMD the things, you could really DMMD. And if you would do those, you would have generation and ease. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Please. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So what can you DMMD today to make more money right away? Oh, I say money, now everyone wakes up again. We're talking about changing the earth. Nah, gonna go to sleep. DMMDing for money? Yes, please. Gosh. Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So what could you DMMD today to create lots of money right away? Everything doesn't allow that. Times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds.
Do you want us to DMMD you, Andrew?
You're not?
As a group? As a group?
We're all DMMDing already. Aren't your bodies going like, they're buzzing? I see people actually doing this on the screens. That's the great thing about doing these calls. That's the point of doing the calls, is everyone gets the energy of it. DMMD me, baby. It's like it just sounds like, you know, because they talk about DMs. So I'm like thinking about direct message direct you. Okay, sounds good. I just like it. DMMD me, baby. So what can you DMMD today to make more money right away? Everything doesn't allow that. Times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And everything you're unwilling to be, know, perceive, and receive about demolecular manifestation, molecular demanifestation, will you revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. I realize how little I've been using DMMD. There are so many other ways. Thank you, Andrew and everyone. You're welcome. And getting DMMD my body to create a gazillion euros. Wow, there you go. Why only a godzillion? Why stop at a godzillion?
What
You
comes
know,
after a godzillion?
a godzillion.
A godzillion zillion? Okay.
But I
Yeah,
mean, why
let's
are
do
you
that.
asking for euros? Because the euro's not as strong as the dollar right now. Maybe you should ask for dollars.
No, the dollar bills are not looking very good. Okay, we have to DMMD the taste of the dollar bills.
You know, but you know, like with the DMMD, what if you looked at, okay, you know, the like alchemy stuff where you would turn lead
Yep.
into gold? That's DMMD.
Yes, very cool.
Can you use DMMD before your PET scan? Like, are we talking about a PET scan to see your brain, or is it your actual dog that's going for a scan?
No, I have colon cancer, so I'm afraid to go for my PET scan. They find something.
Okay, well, just ask your body and see what it needs to change it. And I mean, just because they do a scan doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Those scans, you know, I've had lots of people that I know or heard stories from. They get a scan and they say, oh, you have cancer or you have this. And then they go back and do another scan or something and they say, oh, it's not, there's nothing there. It must have been an artifact. It must have been an error in the ones and zeros that caused this, you know, months later when after they had already told you you had all these things based on this test. So just ask your body and see what it needs and requires to do. Okay, body, do you require DMMD? Okay, body, do you require MTVSS? What is it that you require? And just be willing to do that and meet that. What about DMMDing the past and the future? What do you mean about DMMDing? Are the molecules here in the present? Are they in the past? Where is it that you're looking to change? Can you change past or future molecules? I don't think you can. That's not allowed. You can only create destruction and disease and degeneration with your DMMD powers. You know, that's why it starts with a D. DMMD stands for destruction. There's no C in there for creation. There's no G for generation. It's D. Everything that brought up or let down will you destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. When am I doing a body class? I am doing a body class in Paris in September 16th. And then I'm doing another body class in December in Houston. I think the dates are going to be like December 5th or something. It's not up on the website yet. I was bad. I meant to post it and I forgot. But speaking of body classes, remember we have some ABCs coming up and the new processes that I've been working on, Gary, quite a lot with the new processes that just got added to the ABC manual. And oh my God, they are really good. So if your body would like to go, tell it to create the money for you so you can go. And there's going to be one in September 2nd or 3rd. Wait, it starts September 3rd. September 3rd in Paris with Dane. And then I think it's September 7th with Simone in Brazil. And then there's probably going to be an ABC end of the year in the US too, probably in Houston. So keep that in mind for your schedule and your calendars and your body. And so what can you DMMD to create lots of money right away? Everything doesn't allow that. Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 9 shirts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And everything you've done to swear to only use your DMMD powers for destruction and disease and degeneration, will you revoke or can't rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 9 shirts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Whew. I was diagnosed with Crohn's, and I was DMMDing my intestines every evening for the last 3 weeks, and inflammation and lower. Feels so great. What else is possible? Yeah, how does it get any better? That's awesome. Okay, other questions, complaints, problems?
Off topic totally, Andrew. Can you
That's
hear
fine.
me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. I wondered if somebody could point me in the direction of where the current body process class prices are, because they don't seem to be on the global price list. The manual on the Ning still says $50, but everywhere in the UK, people have got the idea it's got to be £80. So,
Well, the minimum pricing is going to be $50 US dollars with country pricing. So, and then what we tell people to do is you can use XE to set the current rate, you know, so I don't have my phone. I can look up what it would be in pounds. 1 second.
well, obviously £80 is a lot more than $50.
Yep, you don't have to charge 80 pounds. I think 80
No,
pounds.
but that's what people have been telling me that they've been told. So I'm happy for it to be $50. I'm more than happy. So that's great.
Yeah, it's about 40 pounds right now. So 40 pounds would be the minimum price that you could do for a class.
For a single one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 80 pounds would be for 2 classes, for 2 processes.
You'd have thought, but
Yeah, so like a full day of classes with 2 processes would be 80 pounds. So maybe that's why you got the idea. I don't know.
that's not what, well, it may be, but that's, yeah. Anyway, interesting that they have this point of view. Thank you very much for clarifying.
You're welcome. What clearing do you want me to repeat, Annie? There was lots of clearing. Oh, the clearing for money. All right, I see the dollar signs now. So what did I say? What can you DMMD today to create lots of money right away? Everything doesn't allow that times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 9 shirts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And what are you unwilling to DMMD today that if you would create lots of money right away? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 9 shirts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Okay. Tanya, do we have any other announcements besides the next call? Is there other stuff that I should? Oh, there's Global Bars Day coming up October 23rd from Houston. October 22nd, Dane is doing a Global Bars class in Houston, and I think it's online everywhere. Maybe I gotta.
Facilitating?
What was that? Who is it?
Who is facilitating?
Dane. Dane is doing a bars class. It's live and online. Thank you. Yes, wonderful. So there you go. You can. I'm excited. I'm gonna spend all day getting my bars run. Gonna take a nice bars nap.
Hey, Andrew, can I ask a bars question that I'm hoping you may have the information for?
We can try.
So, because it's kind of, anyway, so people can take, if they're becoming a bars facilitator, they need 3 classes, 3 different facilitators. One can be online. And anyway, a friend of mine's trying to find out, like, if it can be any online global bars class, or if it's only the original with Gary, or which online bars classes can be used as that 3rd class. Do you know if it's only a certain one or if it's any of them?
I have no clue. That is way too
Okay,
technical.
I'll have
for
to,
me.
yeah, she emailed customer service and they didn't really answer the question, so I told her I'd try to find out.
Heidi Rose is saying it's any, but I do not deal with
It
those
used to
things.
be any, but then some people are trying to say it's different, yet I'm not getting to the right people, so I'll ask.
The
them.
audience says it's any, but
Who?
the audience,
Oh.
multiple people in the audience, you know, it's like, who wants to be
Yeah.
a millionaire? You poll the audience and see.
All right, cool. Yeah, and that's the way it used to be, so thank you.
Yeah, I just keep bugging someone until they answer you.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. So what else? We talked about ABC, we talked about global bars. We have the next body process call, which is going to be the one that was requested, which is elimination, eradication, and dissipation of all the lies locked into the body, which was the newest process. Global Bars Day is the 23rd. The Global Bars class is the 22nd.
Okay, which month?
October.
Sorry.
October.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But anyway, so September, what date did we pick? September 21st. We will do the next BPF call. And I can't, Tanya, is there anything else?
That's it.
Okay, look at that. I was on point today. That must be all those DMMD. You know, I just had all the brain cells firing on all points today. So thank you, everyone. See you next month on the 21st. I think it's either going to be at this same time or an hour later. That's usually when we do it. So it will be in your follow-up email. And remember get the body process run on you if you haven't. See, this call was so much fun because you all play with DMMD a lot, so you already know the process. Have fun with it. Play with it before the call. Or don't, because you don't want to get over lies. You choose. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, translators. See you next month.
Thanks,
Thank
Andrew.
you. Thank you,
everybody.
Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you.